Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Anderson High School. We've got another game of Trojan basketball coming up here in just a minute as the visiting Lockhart Lions have come to town. Trojans enter tonight on a little bit of a win streak of their own. 4 games right now for the Trojans. They're 3-0 in district play, coming off one that was a little too close for comfort, a 9-point win on the road at Northeast Early College. Trojans able to take down the Raiders in what was a pretty weird game on most recent Friday night. So the Trojans looking to bounce back and take care of business here against a Lockhart team that enters district play at 2-1. They've picked up a couple wins here. An overtime win against McCallum. They did lose to Crockett. That's in the early going, looking like it could be the number 2 team in district here, and they did pick up a win against Travis, who Anderson will be traveling down the road to this Friday for another away game here in district. But for now, the team at hand is the Lockhart Lions, led by a guy who's getting his spot in all district this season pretty much locked up in the early going here. Jaw Gully, number 3, we remember him from last year, is a guy who can really fill it up. He scores a lot of points. Getting up into the 30s is not something that he is new to. He can score the basket, he can score the basketball, and he can do it a lot, and he will do it tonight. He is their go-to guy, really one of the only guys that can get his own shot and make his own offense just on his own. Another guy they're going to have to watch out for is Major New, number 31. He also on the team last season. He's a senior this year. He comes in listed at 6'10", so that'll be a big issue for Anderson underneath. Of course, a very small team. Nate Langley will have his hands full here tonight. 3 minutes to go to the opening tip. We are all set up here. Looking forward to this one. Lockhart, one of the teams that made playoffs in this District 17 last season. So we'll see what they bring to the table here tonight. Trojans enter looking to keep their winning streak alive. And in district, they have pushed the win streak. Of course, 8 teams in the district. You only play 7, but you play them twice. So 14-0 last year, and they were up to 17-0 if you count the 3 this year. Looking to push it to 20 as we get down the stretch here, but can't look too far ahead. Have to take care of business. Anderson learned that on Friday. And no team's going to take it lying down, especially after the run that Anderson is on right now. Everyone kind of looking at them, kind of have a target on their back as the team that people are looking to beat. But the Lions have a tough road ahead of them here against the Trojans at home tonight. Everyone getting their shots up for pregame. Bennett Blackerby out there for the Trojans getting his 3s up. Anderson really did struggle from the outside in the last game. Bennett Blackerby only hit 1 3, and he hit it late in the game, and I believe that was the only outside shot that Anderson was able to hit in that entire game. So, of course, tonight you can expect them to come out just absolutely scorching, as this team tends to be pretty hot and cold as a unit from outside. If everyone's got it going, or if one guy's got it going, it seems like everybody kind of feeds off of that and gets it going. So hopefully Anderson is able to knock down a few more from outside tonight. Everyone hitting their shots up from out there right now. Francis, closest one to us here on the screen, getting his shots up as Trojan's going to go ahead and head over to the bench. We're happy to be back at home. It is the first Trojan home game, I believe, in about a week. So always good to be back home in the gym. Yep. Last time we were here, it was Navarro on the 4th. Anderson picked up a big win in that one, as it was expected, 76-31. If you're just joining us on the broadcast, we've got Lockhart in tonight. Jack Farrell joining you here for an 8 p.m. tip. The JV team for the Trojans also able to pick up the win tonight against this same Lockhart team. But it will be Major New and Jaw Gully, the 2 guys to look out for Lockhart. In the last game that this team played on January 8th, Lockhart was able to get that win over McCallum. Major New finished with 19 points and 25 rebounds along with 7 blocks. And Jaw Gully able to put up 33 in that one. So we're going to go ahead and send it down to Dr. Buckman and the PA, and we will be right back for the opening tip.
If you would, please rise Gentlemen, take off your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Well done. Tonight's rendition by one of the fraternities on the campus of UT, Delta Omicron Delta. Now let's do the starting lineups. For the Lockhart Lions are head coached by Javier Torres, assisted by Colin Hart, Brandon Jenkins, and David Ford. Lions coming to tonight's contest, 10-12 overall, 2-1 in district. And now for the starters. He wears number 11. He's 6'3". He's a sophomore. Ashton I Love Creighton is. He wears number 2 at 5'8". He's a senior. DJ I Prefer Smitty's Williams. A senior at 6'3", number 0. Tay I Go to Blacks Andrews. He's a senior at 5'9", number 3. Major I Like Chisholm Trail New. And rounding out the starting lineup. He's a senior at 6 foot. This is actually 5'9". This is John Gully. Sorry, Coach, had to look backwards on that one. All right, now let's hear it for your Anderson Trojans. Head coach by Daniel Pittsburgh, assistant Eric Swanson, Joe Chavez, Michael Stratton, Robert Lance. Trojans 16-8 overall, 3-0 in district. Let's do the starting lineup. He's a junior at 6'1". Number 1, Mitchell I Love Rudy's Whitlow. Number 5, 6'2" senior, Jack, my dad stands in line at Franklin's Francis. He's a senior. Number 11, 5'11", Mike, I Go to County Line. Wagner. He's 6 foot tall, he's a senior. Number 13, Ben Smokey Mose Blazarian. And rounding out the starting lineup, he's 6'3", he's a senior. Number 24, Nate I Don't Eat Meat Langley.
Ready for the opening tip here. Ben Bazarian getting the start over Bennett Blackerby here this afternoon. So if you like B alliterations, don't worry about it. Bennett Blackerby, Ben Bazarian. Not sure the story on that one. Bennett did pick up a T towards the end of that Northeast game, so perhaps that's part of the reason he'll be coming off the bench here today. He is dressed out in uniform. He was getting shots up, so it will be Ben Bazarian getting his start here tonight, the senior. Langley and New, the opening tip, and Yeah, not much of a chance there for Nate. It will be Ja Gully to start things off for Lockhart. He's going to do the bulk of their scoring tonight. One would assume if the laws of averages hold here. Here's Gully working around the screen from New. Wagner doing a good job staying in front of him. Langley now switched on to Gully, but Nate able to stay in front of the guard. He kicks it back outside of the wing, and now he's going to reset and isolate on Langley from the perimeter. He works his way to the right, gets underneath to New, and New just an easy basket over Bazarian to start it. So 2-0 Lockhart as Anderson gets its first possession. Whitlow out there after one of his best games of the season from the offensive end. He had 12 as Langley gets the offensive rebound, loses it out of bounds, but it's going to be off of Lockhart. Lions start out the scoring first. Lockhart enters tonight at 9-12 overall. They are 2-1 in district. Only lost to Crockett, who is the only other 3-0 team as it stands right now. Here's Bazarian off the inbound. Can't get it to go. Francis there to clean it up. So far, the outside shots still not falling for Anderson, but Francis able to clear it away and get the tie back. So a minute in, both teams have a basket. Anderson doing a good job on the rebounding there. Here's Gully. He's going to go at Wagner, try to take him baseline, but Wagner doing a great job staying in front of him, and a foul is called well after the shot went up.
Last on the shot's going to be on the Trojan. Number 11, Mike Wagner.
So an early foul on the Trojan point guard, Wagner. It's the first team foul for the Trojans, first foul for either team. Gully knocks down the first. Two for two, Gully. Wagner knew, wasn't ready for it. Langley took his eyes off the ball. That was a great pass from Wagner. Nate just took his eyes off it at the last second. Wouldn't have had an easy layup as New was right there with his tremendous reach, but that'll be a turnover for the Trojans. It goes the other way. Here comes Gully. They're taking it at a very slow pace to start. It's Tay Andrews with it outside. Now Gully going to fire away. That's short. Rebound falls to Francis Long. Now Jack going to push the pace for the Trojans. They don't quite have numbers as Francis gets stuck into the corner here. Whitlow over to Wagner. The Trojans will reset. Bazarian left open in the corner again. This time he can't repay. Rebound. It's going to be a jump ball, and that will keep it here for the Trojans as Lockhart did win the jump ball. Lockhart wants a foul, but they will not get it. Anderson will have the ball with 6:16 left here in the first quarter. Wagner looking to get it in. Can't find Francis underneath. They get it to Langley. Nate going to jab step and finally fire away. It's no good. Anderson really getting up the threes early as Andrews has it. Throwing elbows. Anderson trying to get another jump ball. And he's going to be called for a travel. Andrews shuffling his feet underneath, trying to get away from all that hand fighting from Anderson as Bazarian hasn't been able to hit his shots early, but he's done a good job fighting for loose balls here. As we have a stoppage of play so Andrews can fix his hair up here. So here's Wagner looking. Gets it to Whitlow, cutting to the basket. Mitchell goes up. It's no good. Rebound goes to Bazarian. Ben going to take it, dump it off back to Whitlow, and Whitlow gets the layup. A nice find from Ben Bazarian. 4 apiece. 5:55 to go here in the opening quarter. It's Gully bringing it up. Lockhart content with a very slow pace early on. Now onto the right wing, it's Andrews. And that's going to be a blocking foul going against Francis.
Fouls on the floor going on the Trojans. Number 5, Jack Francis.
So 2 team fouls for the Trojans now. 1 on Wagner, 1 on Francis. Gully looking to get it in. Can't find anybody. Eventually he's able to get it out to DJ Williams, number 2. Here's Gully driving left. He goes up with it, and that's going to be another foul. He gets it to go, plus the foul. Anderson struggling with the whistle here early. That is 3 team fouls on the Trojans, 0 on Lockhart, and Francis has just picked up his second. They're going to put Colin Page into the game now as Anderson struggles early with foul trouble. Campbell Duncan ready to check in now for Bazarian. So they'll opt with a little bit more size now that Francis is off the court. So it's Wagner, Whitlow, Langley, Page, and Duncan. Gully makes it. So he's got a quick 5. Lockhart with a 3-point lead in the early going. Francis going to have to sit out for, I assume, a little while as Wagner gets it in, kicks to the corner for Campbell Duncan. Campbell tried to pass it to the corner, but it's knocked out of bounds by Gully. It will stay here for the Trojans. 5:26 to go here in the opening quarter. Pass into Whitlow. Whitlow going to go right up with it. Shot's no good. Rebound goes to Pickens. Now here comes Gully. Already with 5. He's going to pull up. Shot's good. He's really the only person on their team that can score. So if they can defend him, which they haven't been able to, it will be better sledding for the Trojan defense as gets it up top to Page. Page going to fire from downtown. Can't get the bank. Rebound Gully, and he's going to push. Pull up from the elbow, and he loves it. So 9 points already for Gully, 2 for Major New, and those are the only 2 players I mentioned pregame. As it's 11-4, here comes Wagner, gets it off to Whitlow. As the offense can tend to stagnate without Francis on the court. Page with it on the wing, looking to get it into Langley. Instead, they'll get it outside to Whitlow. Good back cut from Campbell Duncan. He gets it to go. A lot of contact and no foul. So the Trojans getting a much-needed bucket here. Now here's Andrews. They get it outside for Gully. Gully can't leave him open. Right now his 3's not falling, but everything underneath is, and that's going to be another foul called against Anderson. 4 team fouls for the Trojans, none still for Lockhart. We'll get Whitlow there. That's just his first. Getting ready to check in is Donahoe and Gill. Ashton Pickens will head to the line for 2. 5-point lead for the Lions early. As the first free throw hits every single bit of the rim it could and drops. Langley going to get his first rest. Page going to check out as well. And Pickens goes for the bank there. So Whitlow bringing it up now for Anderson. They get it off to Wagner. Williams picking him up. Get it to Whitlow, hand off to Duncan. Now looking into the corner for Mitchell. Mitchell not going to take the 3, instead going to pull in. Kicks it back out to Campbell. Campbell's 3 is on the way, no good. Anderson still really struggling from outside right now. Rough first quarter for Anderson so far. Francis on the bench with 2 fouls that he picked up very, very early. As Whitlow able to knock it out of bounds. He wanted a foul, but Tay Andrews, he's not going to pick up the offensive foul on the push. As Gully going to be the one to inbound it, and Anderson's fine with that. It means he can't catch it and shoot it. Here's Pickens. They get it right back to Gully. Wagner going to pick him up. Now he's going to drive baseline, throws it up again, and gets it to go. He's just getting everything to go right now. It's not even bad defense. Already 11 points. Here's Whitlow, looks at the 3, instead drives in. Finally a foul called on Lockhart.
Fouls on the floor going to be on the Lions. Tay Andrews.
Wagner to inbound. He does to Whitlow here. Screen comes from Donahoe. Mitchell driving in, kicks to the corner. Gill going to fire away. That's no good. Rebound goes to Whitlow. Now back out for Campbell Duncan. Campbell going to put it on the floor. Pull up. His shot's no good. Rebound goes to Major New. And they're going to get a foul against Anderson. I didn't see contact, so to speak, but foul will go against Campbell Duncan. As here's Gully bringing it up, and if I'm Anderson, just deny him the ball. That's all you have to do. As Gully runs around the screen. Wagner picking him up. He's already got a foul. They're getting on his hip. But it's a missed shot, fortunately for Anderson. As here comes Wagner. Wagner stumbles a little bit, kicks it to Gill, now into the corner. No, Gill fakes the pass. He's going to take it in. It's knocked out of bounds off the knee of Gill. Campbell Duncan going to check out. Fred Dale going to check in, so it's Wagner, Whitlow, Gill, Dale, and Page. Colin doing his sort of free safety defense. Here's Williams. Tries to cross over, loses it, and Colin Page being a disruptor, he's got a one-on-one, takes it to the basket, lays it up, lays it in, and a Lockhart defender falls on top of Colin Page, and Anderson still can't get a whistle on that. As here's Gully, kicks it to Andrews, into New underneath, and they're going to call a walk. And Coach Pittsford absolutely incensed with the treatment his players are getting right now on the Colin Page layup, as the defender completely fell on top of his back after he hit the shot. 5 fouls for Anderson, 1 for Lockhart, 15-8, as Gill is left wide open in the corner. Still can't get one to go, as New is just going to be able to tap these to himself all night. As here comes Gully, as he's got a 3-on-1, but don't be surprised if he still tries to take it. Crosses over on Gill, fires away. Way off on that one. Rebound Wagner. Now Mike goes behind the back. Anderson got numbers now. It's 3-on-2. Wagner going to take it all the way, avoids the contact, gets his shot back, gets it to go, and the foul! Wagner caught his own miss on the air ball, went back up with it and scored. Usually I feel like that's called a travel, but Anderson gets the and one instead. Wagner, that's his first bucket. He'll head to the line for one more. 5-point deficit for Anderson. As the foul shot's too strong, rebound to New. Looked rough out of his hands, and Wagner knew it. As the ball ahead to Gully. Gully passes it. He goes over Williams' head, and no backcourt. Page gets a hand on it, takes it away. Now into the front court. Here's Colin Page to the basket. He picks up a foul on Tay Andrews, and that's at least the second on Andrews. So that's a starter for Lockhart that might have to check out of the game, but Colin Page doing a nice job picking up the contact and going strong to the basket nonetheless. Now the call's starting to even out a little bit. Lockhart with 5, or Anderson with 5 fouls, Lockhart with 3. As Page to the line for the first, it rattles out, so Anderson struggling from the line here as well. It's a little tough on the offense when you can really only hit layups. But Colin Page steps to the line for one more. Still a 5-point deficit, it's 15-10. Lockhart going to get some substitutions. Tay Andrews going to check out Sean Schexnader into the game now. For the first time we see him, Page's second free throw rattles out as well. Rebound New. Lob over to Williams. Now back to Schexnader. Price into the game for the Trojans now. Williams gets it into Pickens. Now lob over to New. Anderson can't really do much about that.
31, New.
It's just New's second basket of the game. Lob ahead to Dale. Dale going to take it to the basket, give it to go. Nice pass down the court for Anderson. Fred Dale picks up the deuce. It's back to a 5-point game, and now DJ Williams pushing the pace, and Corey Price is there to just take it away. It's a 2-on-1. Corey going to take it all the way in, lays it up, lays it in. That's his first basket, and nobody on the Trojans has more than 2 points here, and a timeout for Lockhart. Anderson's got it down to 3. And what have you noticed, viewers at home, about these last several possessions, last several minutes of defense for Anderson? Ja Gully has not really touched the ball, and when he has, they have forced him into to shots from the outside. They haven't let him get to his spot. It's just the pull-up from the mid-range. He was knocking that down with automation. But for Anderson, if you look at it, 7 players in the scoring column for Anderson. 7. With just 14 points, everybody has 2. We still have yet to see Bennett Blackerby into the game for Anderson here. Now 54 seconds left in the quarter. As here comes Lockhart pushing Price, able to knock it away, but Schexnader able to clear. Now pass back outside for Gully. He's going to walk into a 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound batted around, tapped into the air again. Page able to clear it away. Got some new players into the game for Lockhart. We'll get a word on that in a minute. Whitlow, Euro step, throws it up, can't get it to go. Rebound underneath to one of those new guys. It's Brady Stevenson. So Stevenson in, number 25, Daniel Morales in as well. 25 seconds left, Lockhart by 3. Gully moving up slow. I imagine they'll try to hold for the final shot as we move under 20 seconds here in the first quarter. So with Francis playing just about 2 minutes for Anderson in the opening quarter, they only trail by 3 barring a final shot. Lob over to Schexnader. Now Anderson going to double him. He's got nowhere to go. Wagner pokes it away with 3 seconds. He can get this off. He's going to pull up. That's a foul at the buzzer. That's an awful foul for Lockhart. It sends Wagner to the line for 3. It was just a heave, and they fouled him from behind. Wagner the foul at the buzzer, so that's how the quarter will end. So Michael will get 3 on his own.
That was on the shot. Going to be on Lions number 11, Aston.
And that is just about the worst foul you can commit right there. Wagner will get 3. And Wagner was pulling up by the time the contact hit. It's got to be on the shot. Well, they're going to add some time to the clock is what the issue is. The foul, the shot landing before or after the buzzer sounded, however, they'll add some time to it, a few seconds. Wagner didn't get it. He didn't get it off until after 1 second left on the clock, I believe. So they're really just going to add a couple hundredths of a second. As that's a second free throw for Wagner. He hits 2. Let's see if he can make the third. And with they're adding 3.03 left. When Wagner got the steal, there was 3 seconds left. So they're adding quite a bit of time here. There was less than 2 seconds by the time Wagner pulled up and shot. So we'll see what they have on the clock. It's .03 right now, and it looks like it will stay that way. So Wagner going to head to the line. Mike with a team high of 4 points through the first quarter. Let's see if he can knock it down. He goes 3 for 3 from the line to avenge the and one miss. So with .3, Gully just going to heave it, and no. But that will tie the game for Anderson at the break. 17 apiece. Wagner doing a nice job taking the contact and able to hit the 3 free throws. Lockhart with just a foolish foul there at the end to give Anderson an opportunity to even up after our first break here. It's 17 apiece. I'd like to thank our sponsors on tonight's broadcast. For Anderson basketball, it's Howie Breen and Herman and Encotech, and for us at Vype, it is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Don't forget to visit the concession stand. It is open. You aren't paying attention to
of course, as you know, these ad reads are starting to make a little more sense as we get to back to school here. It's start of the second semester. Get ready to go back to school and back to sport at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Shop in-store or online at academy.com, and you can find all the hottest sports gear and casual styles from Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and more. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and just keep it here after quarter number 1. Let's go ahead and update the scorecard to the second quarter. Francis back out onto the floor for the Trojans with those 2 fouls. Bennett Blackerby into the game as well after sitting for that first quarter. It's the standard starting group for the Trojans, I should say. Ben Bazarian picking up the start, made a few nice plays as a part of the starting unit there in the first quarter, but now it'll be Wagner, Whitlow, Langley, Blackerby, and Francis. Francis with those 2 fouls, Wagner with 1. Now lob ahead. Here's Tay Alexander. He also has 2. Now here's Gully working his way around the perimeter. Anderson just not letting him get underneath, and that's a turnover. Goes right through the hands of Pickens. Now Francis with a one-on-one. Gets it to go on the other end. Francis, despite his limited minutes, that's his second basket. He's got 4, and Anderson with the lead. I believe that might be the Trojans' first lead of the ball game. If it's not, it's definitely just about their largest as Wagner knocks that one out of bounds. It'll stay right here. So going through it, Whitlow, Price, Campbell, Duncan, Page, and Fred Dale all have 2. Wagner with 5 off those 3 free throws at the end, and Francis with now 4 at that layup. Now they get it into the backcourt. Anderson leads at 19-17. Here's Gully. Francis not trying to pick up his third after these few minutes here. Tay Andrews gets it to Gully. Gully fakes out Blackerby. He's going to pull up. Blackerby's still there. He pulled up a little too soon, it looked like. And now here comes Francis pushing the pace, eyes up. Crosses over. Ooh, he had Whitlow open in the corner. Wagner has him. Mitchell going to fire. Can't get it to go again. Anderson still blanking from outside. Trojans do have the lead, though. It's 19-17. Gully with 11 for Lockhart. Now a lob ahead, and Schexnader just didn't catch it, and now that's going to be a foul going against Sean. And he threw the ball back. Got to watch that. Officials at this level, any throwing of the ball that can get you a tech pretty quickly. As now we are even at 5 fouls apiece. Anderson with the ball now over to Blackerby. Bennett looking to get him going from downtown. Can't get it to go, but it goes right back to him. Now into Whitlow. Mitchell left open. He's going to put it on the floor. Now throw it to the corner. Lockhart perhaps got away with a slap on Mitchell's arm there, as here's Wagner now going to drive in behind the back pass, fakes it off to Blackerby, and Mitchell cans it from deep. Anderson finally connecting on a deep ball. It's 22-17. The Trojans starting to look up a little bit here. And now Anderson really getting accustomed to some slow starts here in the district window. As it goes over to Gully. Gully driving in. Hop step goes up. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Whitlow. Anderson doing a great job boxing out New. Francis leaking out. He's going to have a chance at the net. Can't get it to go. No foul called. And now they're going to call a charge. That one several seconds after Francis came down. And that's 3 on Jack. Colin Page going to have to check in for the Trojans.
Up at the foul, number 5, Jack Francis for the Trojans.
22-17. Lockhart with the ball. They pass it ahead to Alexander. Or excuse me, Andrews. Andrews driving in now. Gets to the basket. Can't get it to go. Rebound batted up to Major New. Tapped that one to himself. Now he's going right at Whitlow. Anderson doing a great job staying with him. Rebound missed by Pickens, and Blackerby there to clear it away. Now pass to Wagner. Anderson going to push. Wagner lobs it to Page. They left him alone. He's going to put it on the floor and pick up the foul on New. Colin Page has a really smart way about him once he gets the ball in his hands.
Shot's going to be on the line. It's number 31, Major New.
Great ball carrier.
CP to the line.
An excellent running back for the Trojans. I guess in his day, his football career at Anderson High School has come to a close. He is a senior this season. As Colin now 0 for 3 at the line, he just can't get him to drop, and he's jovially frustrated. But anytime you're picking up fouls on their big man, it's I'd call that a quality enough possession. Now both teams with 6 fouls, so they should be in the bonus here. Well, they are in the bonus here moving forward as Page goes 0 for 2, but New still picking up that foul. Pass over to Morales. Now here's Gully. Blackerby going to come pick him up. Pass to the corner for Andrews. Back outside for Ja. Goes over his head. Fred Dale comes to take it away. It's a 2-on-1 for Fred. He goes to the basket. Can't finish through contact. Colin Page chips it to himself. Back out for Whitlow. Whitlow now going to reset it, get it over to Wagner. He's left open from 3, but he doesn't want it. Now Gully coming up to pick on Wagner. Wagner didn't attack the switch soon enough. And now Whitlow has his pass tipped right back to him. Now, take a breather. Slow it down. Still 22-17, 5 minutes to go here in the second, excuse me. Screen comes for Dale. Now Wagner rifles it to the corner. Blackerby left wide open for 3. Gets it to go, Bennett Blackerby. So now Anderson with 2 threes here in the quarter. 1 for Whitlow, 1 for Blackerby. That's their only 2 of the game. Now pass ahead to Andrews, and it's tapped out of bounds by Wagner. Anderson swarming on defense, getting deflections all over the place. And that's how they won all their games. They're not all, well, that's how they like to play last year, is just don't even let the opposing offense get into anything, as here's Morales with it. Pass back to Gully. That one was a little dangerous. Page and Blackerby doubling. They get it to Andrews. Now Andrews driving in, kicks it back outside. It's going to go nearly over Gully's head again. Back to New. Whitlow gets a hand on it. Now Blackerby gets a hand on it. Wagner picks up the charge. Mike Wagner, that's 2 fouls in quick succession on Major New. No free throws on the team foul, or on the offensive foul, of course. As Whitlow going to check out, take a breather. It's been some good minutes for Mitchell Whitlow here. Eight-point lead for the Trojans. Lockhart yet to score here in the frame. It's halfway through in just about 25 more seconds. Lob to Blackerby in the corner. Bennett going to put it on the floor, and that's another foul going against Lockhart and Tay Andrews. So in the first quarter, Anderson couldn't get anything, and now they're getting everything.
Andrews sends Blackerby to the line. He'll shoot one more.
Ben Bazarian ready to check in. Blackerby heads to the line. We'll go ahead and get rid of the substitutions now. Wagner going to get his rest. So it's going to be a backcourt of Gill and Bazarian here with Bennett. I'm sure he'll get some share of the ball carrying duties here. As Dale and Page are the other two, the 2 football players round out the rotation. Bennett's first shot is good on the 1-on-1. Two for 2 for Bennett. He's got 5, and that's going to be a timeout for Lockhart. Anderson will take that. It's a 10-point lead for the Trojans as they have exploded here. Down the stretch of these quarters, it was a very slow start for Anderson, or rather, it might have just been a hot start for Ja Gully, as he's gone very quiet since exploding for 11 points very early in the ball game. Although Anderson did struggle mightily to score. Francis deep in foul trouble here. He's already got 3. Only got 2 more the rest of the way. Was a full timeout for Lockhart, but we'll go ahead and keep it here. Major New and Ja Gully doing the bulk of the scoring. Gully with 11, New with 4, Ashton Pickens with a deuce. And that was on a pair of free throws that he knocked down. For the Trojans, everyone kind of sticking around a low number. Mitchell Whitlow with 5, Blackerby with 5, Wagner with 5, Francis with 4, Price, Duncan, Page, and Dale all with 2.
Score out of Waco, Texas Tech 65, Baylor 62.
Ooh, Texas Tech taking out Baylor here tonight. Number 1 team in the country, and my Horns up 12 at halftime. Yay. Darn, it's another Texas game I have to miss. They're not that fun to watch. It's a very ugly brand of basketball that we've got over here. But it's okay, as long as you're winning, right? But it's more fun to win with flash. Just ask Lakers fans in the 1980s. As that pass over to Gully, not sure who that was to at first, as New has it in the corner. Now back to Gully. Doubles coming from Gill and Blackerby. He's stuck. Just going to have to get it out to Williams. Ben Bazarian coming to attack him. Ben doing a great job staying in front. He lost his footing. Blackerby can't get the steal to Pickens. Now New with it underneath. He's going to go right at Langley. His jump hook is no good. Rebound Gill. Some more excellent defense from the Trojans. This bench unit showing out right now with the pair of starters, Blackerby and Langley. Oh, so they're going to call an offensive foul on that. All right. That is by definition some soft contact from Gill. He did push him a little bit, but Williams definitely selling on that one. Here's Pickens launching it across to Williams, now into the corner. But, you know, he did push off, so foul is called. Here's Gully as Pickens hits the floor. Gully pulling up. His bank shot is good.
Gully off the glass.
As Gully has a weird way of getting these shots to go. That's their first make of the quarter. Anderson back down to a 17-point lead, or a 7-point lead, excuse me, with Blackerby. Here's Bazarian driving in, kicks it to the corner for Gill. The three-pointer is no good. Rebound long to Gill. Now Jackson going to reset it, and they're going to call him for a travel, as Jackson Gill has drawn the ire of the officials here. Coach Pittsford, good to let the bench unit carry this for a little while longer, as we're 3 minutes left in the half. Here's Pickens. Gets it back to Gully. 14 for Ja. They get it back to Pickens. Now Pickens stuck underneath. He passes it ahead to Williams, now into New, and that's going to be another travel call, this one on Williams. It's been a sloppy couple of minutes here as Campbell Duncan gets ready to check back in. Bazarian going to check out. I honestly would be surprised if we see Francis again this half, as Anderson just going to have to try and keep it afloat. They're doing an excellent job so far without their leading scorer here in district play. But they've got another guy who can fill it up in the game right now with Bennett Blackerby. He gets it to Langley. Now Bennett going to come off the screen and pull up. That's good. Bennett Blackerby not taking too kindly to coming off the bench here today. He's got 8. Or maybe he is taking very kindly to coming off the bench. It's all about rhythm as Gully driving in out of control right into Langley, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Gully. He was very out of control with that ball.
Offensive foul on the line is number 3.
It's been an excellent game from Gully, though, so far. He's got an efficient 14, but Trojans have a 10-point lead. It's 30-20. Here's Blackerby, hop step, beautiful Euro, kicks it to the corner. Page sets his feet. Bounces, no. Langley had it. Bennett almost knocked it out of his hands. Langley gets it to go over the taller defender. That's Nate's first bucket of the game. As Blackerby gambling on that one a little bit ill-advised, as it leads to an open goalie tray, and he knocks it down. However, The way Anderson's been stealing the ball tonight, can't blame Bennett for trying there. It's still a 9-point lead for Anderson. It's 32-23. Bennett coming around the screen again. He's going to pull up. Can't get this one to go as his shot, or as his hot shooting night cools off just a little bit. As Page nearly whistled for a 5-second violation there. As Gill has it, working on Williams, crossing over. As that could have been another push off the way they've called it. Is back to Bennett. Screen comes from Langley. Bennett going to pull up from the free throw line as New had to come out, try to block the shot. It leaves Page open for the rebound. His fade is no good. Rebound goes to New. So Williams bringing it up for Lockhart. 1:15 left. Here's Gully. Gully going to try from way downtown, and he gets it to go. See, once again, he's the only guy on the team that can really do it, and he's done it to the tune of 20. He's got 20 of his team's 26. Just don't let him touch it. As timeout calling from Pittsford, and I imagine that's what he's going to go and say. Pickens has 2, New has 4, Gully has 20. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Just ball deny. Jaw Gully, they did a great job of that through the end of the first quarter and the front part of this second, but now he's starting to heat up from deep where he couldn't buy a 3 early in the game. He was getting everything from the mid-range, but now he's drilling some of these outside shots, and that one was from like 30 feet. 32-26 now at the timeout. Anderson with the ball. We'll get Wagner back in the game. Francis checking in here. Now we've got a minute left, so we're going to trust him not to pick up that 4th. Whitlow back in the game as well. So it's the starters traditionally in for Anderson, minus Bazarian, of course, plus Blackerby. 50 seconds left. Anderson, they like to hold it. So Anderson Blackerby just gets rid of it. Over to Wagner. Anderson taking all their time. 30 seconds left. Wagner loses it. It's poked away by Williams. Now he's going to have a one-on-one, and Wagner able to just take it away. And that's going to go out of bounds off of Williams, but a nice job from Mike to force the steal there. We're going to have a substitution. They're going to get Francis out of the game on defense, but off the turnover, it's Lockhart ball, 32-26. I bet they're going to try and throw it to number 3 as this one's tapped out of bounds by Langley. They were looking for New underneath. Gully going to be the one to inbound. Gully looking for somebody. Passes it ahead. He's able to get that into Trayvon Hopkins. Hopkins driving in, out of control, and gets it to go. So that's a 4th player for Lockhart able to score a basket tonight. 4-point lead for Anderson with 10 seconds. Wagner crosses over to his left. 5 seconds now. Mike driving in. Kicks it to the corner for Page. He's going to put it on the floor. Tries to go up with it. Didn't get it off in time. So Lockhart with a good defensive stand to end the half, but Anderson still leads it by 4 at the break. It's 32-28 for Anderson. Team high in points is Bennett Blackerby. He's got 8. Jack Francis really only played 3 or 4 minutes in that opening half with his foul trouble. He has 3 going into the break. One of them was a questionable offensive foul call to remove him from the game. Once again, Francis, though, with 4 points. Wagner and Whitlow behind Blackerby with 5 apiece. A lot of guys with 2 for Anderson, and Jaw Gully, really the big story for Lockhart so far. He's got 20 of his team's 28. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and send it to break as we've got 10 minutes at halftime coming up ahead of you. We'll come back with a few minutes left to talk through the game a little bit, but Anderson has a 4-point lead heading into the break. They led it by double figures there momentarily, by 12, as many as 12 here, but with 9.5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and send it to break, and we will be right back with more Trojan basketball after this.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, back in, another reverse, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone, touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close up the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com. Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at Vype, VYPE.com.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3rd and 13. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds. Lily pulls up in the corner. Rotates to Wilson. She fires the three. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by one.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events, For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at Vype, VYPE.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Back in out of the half. Trojans lead it by 4. Led it by as many as 12 there in the second quarter, but foul trouble had kept a lot of the Anderson starters out, especially Jack Francis. Mike Wagner picked up an early foul to exit the game. But Francis has been the biggest victim of foul trouble here. He has 3. He's only played a few minutes here tonight, and Francis got to be frustrated. None of the fouls that he picked up were the most obvious. A lot of them pretty close calls, not necessarily saying they were not fouls, but just in the wrong place at the wrong time, just getting the short end of the stick on a couple of those calls for Francis, particularly the charge he picked up to get his 3rd foul. The defender arrived very late. He did get his feet set, but it was pretty inconsequential to the rest of the play, so getting out of the game on a call like that is always tough for a player, but officials do have to protect the kids standing there underneath the basket. So it's a tough job. It's a job I'm glad I don't have, as you're always going to be making about half the people mad. But here they come out of the timeout. Possession arrow, I believe, will favor Anderson, and it looks like it will. 32-28's your score. Trojans ready to come out of the break here. Second half of basketball. It'll be DJ Williams defending Mike Wagner here. Whitlow going to be the one to inbound. It will be Blackerby getting the start in the second half. So I think what I was saying about the technical foul occurring late in the Northeast game, I think that is what held him out of the starting lineup here. As here comes Wagner back outside for Bennett. Bennett going to fire away. He was hot in the first, and he stays hot here. Bennett Blackerby, that's his 3rd 3 of the ball game. He's up to 11. So a good start for the Trojans in half number 2. They pushed their lead back to 7, but Ja Gully has been doing it to him tonight to the tune of 20 points in the first 2 frames. They did a better job defending him in the second quarter, but he got hot late. Now they're stuck outside. Here's Pickens. Pickens gets it back to Gully. Gully is going to have Langley isolated out on him on the perimeter. Now Gully and his teammate was trying to come set a screen, and that really wrecked the spacing there, as that one's knocked out of bounds off of Trayvon Hopkins, who came in off the bench and got a layup of his own. As Lockhart's coach is far out onto the court here. As here's Whitlow, gets it to Francis. Now Jack gonna look to get a rhythm here in this half. Is good cut for Francis. He loses it off of, that one's knocked out of bounds. Goalie swiped at it. Francis wants a call on the wrist, but he won't get it. It's a turnover. The Lockhart staff has still not stopped talking about the fouls on the other end of the court. So here comes Gully. Kicks it to the corner for Williams. Blackerby defending. He's going to drive baseline. Langley doing a good job picking that up. That's going to be out of bounds off of 21 here for Lockhart. Hopkins couldn't hold on to the pass. Here comes Wagner. Gets it ahead to Francis. Deciding what to do with it. He gets it back to his point guard. Mike working his way to the left now, kicks it to the corner. Blackerby didn't get a clean read on it, but he's going to fire anyway. Bennett Blackerby can't connect on that one. That's going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay here. Here's Wagner. And they're going to call it on Langley. They're going to call the foul on the screen.
Fouls on the Trojans, number 24.
So a turnover for Anderson. They've got a 7-point lead. 6:20 left in the third as these guys in these district games are playing them close. Here's Gully, 20 points on the night so far. Gets Langley out onto him. He's going to fire it to the corner for Hopkins. Hopkins going to jab step, now drive baseline, loses it again, gets it back somehow. Williams chased off the foul line. Now back to Gully. Gully thought better of it. Now he's working around. Wagner going to pick him up. Dancing, gets his spot, can't get the shot to go. Rebound Blackerby. Now Bennett going to push, gets it ahead to Nate. Langley with a one-on-one, lays it in. And Anderson, if they can keep running out, they should keep doing it. So it's a good way to get easy offense as here comes Gully driving in. Francis knocks it away, and that's got to be a foul going against Pickens, and it is.
Foul in transition is going to be on the Lions, number 11, Aston Pickens.
We've got Tay Andrews getting ready to check back in. He was a starter, but imagine he didn't start because he was in a lot of foul trouble. He's got at least 3, if my tally is correct. And I'm pretty confident about that number 3. But Anderson now with a 9-point lead and the ball. Wagner gets it over to Jack. Now Bennett with it. Finds Francis back, fading to the corner. He's going to try it. That's good. Jack Francis from downtown. That's his first 3 of the ball game. That puts Anderson back to their largest lead of the night of 12. It's 40-28. And if Bennett Blackerby and Jack Francis are going to be connecting on some of these deep balls, it's going to be tough to slow down this offense as they can pretty much get those shots whenever they want. As Blackerby tried to come take it away, it leaves New all the way open, and they're going to call another foul on Francis. And that's another foul on Francis. That's 4 on Jack, and he'll have to come out. And that's just a textbook of how tonight has gone. As soon as he comes in, he's a huge difference maker, and he's scoring the ball, and he's playing well. But now that's 4 on Francis. That one did look like a foul from this angle, but Coach Pittsford wants a call on the footwork beforehand, as Francis is going to have to check out. So Jack will probably have to ride the pine here for at least until the fourth quarter, I would assume, as it is a close game so far. But 40-29, Bazarian into the game, so another starter back out on the court as New goes 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 6. Puts the lead back down to 10. It's 41-29. Excuse me. No, yeah, I think they had it the wrong team as Bazarian gets to the basket, lays it in. Yeah, they messed up the score there. So right now I have it at 42-30. Trojans have the lead. Here's Gully, works around the screen. Langley doing a good job of picking it up. Whitlow there to steal away the entry passes. Here comes Wagner. He's going to push it. He's going to cross over, kicks it to Bazarian. Ben out to Whitlow. Whitlow stepping back for the triple. That's no good. He knew it off of his hands, and now Andrews clears the rebound. And Langley perhaps wanted a call there on a push-off, but here comes Gully, and that's a huge charge, one of the biggest I've ever seen. Ben Bazarian taking all sorts of contact right to the chest. And he comes up not hobbled, but you can tell that didn't feel great. And that's the second charge on Gully here tonight. Lockhart coach arguing that's a block, but I mean, he pretty much trucked Ben Bazarian there. You know what they say, some people there's just no pleasing. As Colin Page is into the ballgame now for the Trojans as Wagner crosses to his right, looking for his pick and roll partner in Langley. Nate gonna step out and try the three, and that's good! An above the break three for Nate Langley. Haven't seen that much. I've seen him fire it up from the corners to a pretty good percentage, but taking him above the break and hitting, and Nate Langley puts the Trojans at their largest lead of the game at 15. Here's Gully gonna try and carve it in for Lockhart. He dumps it off to New. A beautiful find as that's just shooting over a parking cone with New over Wagner. And Mike's a heck of a defender, but when you're about a foot shorter than a guy, it's, you can't blame him. As screen comes from Langley, Wagner going to pull up from the elbow. That's going to be no good, but Blackerby skies for the rebound, can't quite save it. Now Gully going to pull up in transition. That's no good, his first attempt to the half. Now Langley doing a nice job saving it, and that'll be numbers for Anderson. Pass ahead to Wagner. He's going to look back to Page, the free throw line. Jay, that's a beautiful pass to find the trailing Page, and a nice job from Page to knock down the shot. Anderson is up by 15, and they are amped. The bench has been playing excellent here tonight, along with the starters getting some run.
7 on the floor lines, Coach. He wants a full
Colin Page is just a delightful player to watch play basketball because you can tell that he is absolutely just not a basketball player. So he comes at it with just a very unorthodox approach. I love the way they use him as a free safety. We've got a full timeout on the court, but we will use it. So Colin Page knocking down his second basket of the game, his first of the half. He's got 4. Struggled a little bit from the line here tonight. He's 0 for 4, but that is a couple nice plays from him here. As we've got some frustration brewing over on the Lockhart bench as New goes and breaks the huddle and goes and sits on the end of the bench here. 47-32 is your score. Still 20 seconds left in the timeout, but we'll go ahead and keep it here. Bennett Blackerby has exploded here for Anderson, 11 points in the game. Nate Langley up to 7 along with Francis, who is going to be done for a little while as he already has 4 fouls. Just really has only played about 4 or 5 minutes here tonight as Whitlow and Wagner also have 5. Mike yet to score since the opening quarter, but we will have Fred Dale into the game for Anderson along with Page, Bazarian, Whitlow, and Wagner. Got some bench in for Lockhart. It's Brady Stevenson back into the game. Now number 11, Ashton Pickens. Sean Schexnader in the game as well with Gully and Andrews. Now you see Page here playing that free safety position. It's very fun as Whitlow doing a good job cutting off Andrews. Andrews just going to have to get rid of it. Gully has it now, and they will reset. Bazarian out there on him. He's going to drive in, get all the way to the basket. He just has an erratic way. It looks erratic, but I don't think it is. Lob ahead, and that's intercepted by Tay Andrews. Dale now hustling back. Andrews looking for something to do with it. Here's Page. And they're going to pick up Page after Andrews throwing elbows at him. If Colin fouled him, it was on the bump before that. I think Colin fouled him first, and then Andrews fouled Page. But I think the original plan was to let that go, but I think you kind of have to call that on Anderson in that situation, because that can be an offensive foul, but it kind of was. If that makes sense. I know it probably doesn't. Here's Gully with 22, working his way around the pick. He's got Dale isolated on him now in the corner. He's going to drive in and pull up from the short corner, and that's good to go. We wanted a foul, but there was no contact. 47-36. It's an 11-point lead for Anderson now. As here's Wagner driving in, foul called, and he'll head to the line for 2. So back-to-back buckets from Lockhart carves it back down to 11, but it's 47-36, 2:20 left here in the third quarter. The penultimate quarter, if I may. As Wagner is 3 for 4 from the line today, make it 4 for 5. I'm pretty sure that's just off memory. I remember him missing the free throw on an and one and then going 3 for 3 on that bad foul at the end of the first quarter for Anderson. So he makes this. It pushes him up to 6 as Bazarian heads to the bench. Mike cans them both. He's got 7 now. That's a 13-point lead for Anderson. It's 49-36, 2:15 and counting left in the third. Here's Gully. Double comes. Stevenson loses it and taps it out to Bennett Blackerby. The pass was too high as Bennett got to watch for the Wolf. Euro steps around goalie and gets it to go. Bennett Blackerby picking up the brunt of the scoring with Francis having to ride the bench with foul trouble, and that's going to be another foul going against Page. Once again, we're playing basketball here, Colin. It's just a spark plug, just a ball of energy when he comes out, and he's just look at him. Look, just that's what you call being annoying. If you're asking Lockhart, is number 21 here, Trayvon Hopkins. He's wearing a different uniform than everybody else. His jersey says Lions. Everyone else's says Lockhart. But I cannot compliment, the biggest compliment I can give Colin Page is that he is annoying he's just pesky as a defender. As here's goalie Anderson flying all the way around. Schexnayder going to try. That's an air ball. Rebound taken right away by Colin Page. And right on cue, he's going to push up. Takes a shoulder from a defender. Screen comes from Whitlow. Wagner steps back, and they'll just reset it. That's a smart play from the senior PG. Takes the screen, pass to the corner, and that's just a bad pass. Slipped out of his hands a little bit. That's perhaps generous, but it's a turnover. Back up to a 15-point lead. Anderson up 51-36. Wagner. Sometimes he can get caught trying to make too many plays for others, and doesn't think about his own offense. But he's got 7. It's a 15-point lead with a minute and a half left in the quarter. Not a bad game by any stretch by goalie. He's got 24 as Andrews is doubled by Whitlow and Page. He loses it, and we're going to have a timeout called by Lockhart as Colin Page is starting to feel himself defensively. And, yeah, man, just annoying in the kindest way. As an Anderson fan, I love to see it. Just getting in people's face, just clapping around them, just talking, being that guy, you know. You see that kind of player in the NBA all the time. If you remember, like in one of my favorite eras of basketball, like 2013, 2014, you got like Lance Stevenson, who was always draped over LeBron, and like blowing in his ear and messing with him. That's kind of the role that Colin Page is playing right now. Not to mention he's a heck of a defender, and he just has a nose for the ball. It's found money when you get a guy who's willing to play a role like that for Coach Pittsford. But here's Gully with a minute 12 left here in the third quarter. It's 51-36. Lob across. It's number 13, Marcus Tovar, into the game for the first time. They get it back to Gully. Now into the corner for New. New looking. He's stuck down there. It's tapped out by Blackerby, and that's going to be another turnover. Steal by Bennett. Page comes up with it. He hits the floor hard. Dump off. Beautiful pass from Whitlow and a finish from Bennett Blackerby. He's up to 15 off the bench after not playing in the entire first. 53-36. Anderson starting to pull away here. They just got to keep their feet on the gas. Bennett a little too aggressive on that one. Gully dumps it off to New. Floater's no good. Rebound high and grabbed by Langley. It's going to be a foul going the other way. Nate Langley picks up the foul. That is the fourth going against Lockhart here in the second half. 35.45 left here in the third quarter. Anderson basketball. So Trojans, if we've learned anything, they really like to hold for this final shot here, as it's 53-36. Anderson exploding here in this third quarter. They led by only 4 at the break after leading by 12 in the second, and they have pushed it all the way to 17 here. It's 53-36. Gill puts it on the court to avoid that 5-second call. Gill gets it back to Blackerby. Now back to Gill. 10 seconds now. Jackson gets it into Langley. Nate faces up, takes it right by Stevenson, gets to the basket, can't get it to go, as he so often does with contact.
Cross on the shot's going to be on the Lions, number 33, Brady Stevenson.
But Brady Stevenson going to pick up the foul. I believe they had another big last year named Stevenson, that big 7-footer, because New came off the bench, I believe, last season. So maybe there's some relation down in Lockhart. As Langley misses the first. Nice town, Lockhart. Lovely courthouse, my dad always says. And it is lovely. But I'm more interested in the smoked meats, the barbecue. Yes. Why do I say it like that? Langley hits the second there, so it makes it 54-36, continuing the largest lead of the game. 4 seconds left. They get it to Gully. He's going to get a good look at this. Running, splits the double team, floats it, can't get it to go. Ja Gully.
Third quarter.
He's a good player, man. It's not fun when you have to enjoy watching somebody on the opposing team, but Ja Gully is just a very good basketball player. He's just a bucket getter. 24 points for him. Major New right behind him with 8. Bennett Blackerby, 15 points on the game for Anderson. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Haven't taken many breaks here tonight, but I'm going to go for it now. As actually, might not. We might have some issues with our spot machine, but it looks like we're good to go. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll get the fourth quarter coming up for you right after this. You're listening to Trojan Basketball on Vype.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3rd and 13. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds. Really close up in the corner. Rotates to Wilson. She fires the 3. Oh my God! It went in. Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Fourth quarter. You know what that means. I get to eat dinner after this. But mostly it means that Anderson has a chance to close out and push it to 4-0 in district play. Here's Gully. Francis back in with those 4 fouls. So, keep your head up, Nate. That's a steal. Here's Gully driving in. Takes it. That's blocked by Whitlow. What a block by Mitchell Whitlow, going up and knocking that one out of bounds. You could hear the slap of the leather from here. There's a very, very specific difference between the slap of a wrist and the slap of a basketball, and that was definitely the slap of a basketball. The old pigskin or whatever basketballs are made out of. I know that's football. Whatever synthetic material they make them out of now. But here's Andrews. Driving in, kicks it to Williams outside. Francis not wanting to get involved in too many defensive plays here, and I can't blame him. Here's Andrews. Gully, now back to Andrews. Back outside. They're looking for Gully, screaming off the edge. Langley doing a good job to cut off the 3. Wow. Just splits the double team and gets it to go. Ja Gully, 26. That's just good basketball. Here comes Wagner. Kicks it outside for Whitlow. Mitchell going to try again from deep. Cans it. Mitchell Whitlow, that's his second triple of the game. He's got 8. Mitchell Whitlow starting to come alive a little bit more offensively over these past few games. Update it to 57-38. Anderson comfortably in the lead for now. 6:40 to go. Back outside for Andrews. Get it back to Gully. Gully going to drive at Wagner. Takes it in, throws it up, gets it to go. Another beautiful finish underneath for Gully, and he's just starting to take over at this point. They're going to get a delay of game warning on red there. As Gully's starting to take over here, as Francis going to walk into a 3. Can't get that one to go. Rebound taken away by Pickens, and now Gully has a 2-on-1 opportunity the other way. He's going to take it right into the chest of Wagner, and ooh, Mike! Nearly picks up the block, but they're going to call him for the foul.
Number 11.
And Gully easily going to hop into the 30s here this afternoon.
Sends Gully to the line. 2 shot.
9:07 p.m., 6:18 left in the game. Make it 29 for Gully. Anderson had it to as many as 19. Now it's back down to just 16. Make it 15 as Gully is now crossed into the 30 threshold. He's got 30 of his team's 42 as Langley running the floor. Gets it to go. The reverse lay. Nate Langley into double figures with 10. 59-42. Mr. Langley, acrobatic. Now here's Major New posting up Langley. The double comes, the air ball on the jump hook, and they're going to get Francis, and that's his night. An absolutely forgettable night for Jack Francis here tonight. That'll do it for him. His teammates laughing at him a little bit here. They're going to get Bazarian back into the game. 17-point deficit, 5:58 to go, so just about 6 minutes. They get it into Pickens, now back outside for Andrews. Andrews going to go right at Bazarian, takes it to the basket, gets it to go. Whitlow somehow didn't pick up the charge there. That's Andrews' his first basket of the game. It's a 15-point lead for the Trojans. It's in their best interest to just slow down and hold the basketball here. Screen comes for Langley. Making a set it on the backside again. Now diving to the basket, kicks to the quarter. Bennett Blackerby left wide open. And they've been able to exploit that from Gully. He can kind of fall asleep on defense as Langley picks the ball back up. Whitlow steals it away. Back outside for Blackerby, and they will reset now down under 5.5 to go. Anderson still with a 15-point lead. Wagner with the ball. So Wagner just trying to get open. They get it to they try to get it to Bazarian. It's just stolen away by Andrews, as that's going to be behind Gully as Ja able to recover. He's going to lean into a three. That's a bad shot. Rebound goes to Blackerby. And Bennett trying to do too much, turns it back over. Rebound Gully, and now it's going to be a foul going against Bennett.
That's on the floor, going to be on Trojans, number 10, Bennett Blackerby.
And they're out of fouls to give, so that sends Gully to the line, and he's the one dude you don't want there. 15-point lead for Anderson. It's 59-44.
17 foul since
Bennett going to check out. It looks like he took a shot to the face there. Gully makes the first. He's got 31. Anderson's got to be careful here. Can't let him get back into it. Got to make smart plays and stop turning the ball over. So they get it into Langley. That'll be Whitlow to bring it up. Under 5 to go here. It's a 13-point game. Get it back to Nate. Now hand off to Whitlow. Screen comes from Langley. Now get it back for Wagner. Lockhart playing some very solid defense here in the fourth. You get it to Whitlow. Now back to Wagner. They have no reason to try and score more points right now. Is they're going to call an illegal screen on Langley? I don't understand how that's the call. I didn't see it. I didn't see him do anything. Didn't stick his arms out. He didn't move. Now under 4.5, Anderson letting Lockhart claw their way back into this one. As here's New, doubled. Goes cross court to Andrews. Andrews catches it with one hand, putting it on the floor. Under 4:15 to go now. Here's Gully. Screen comes. He's going to pull up, and he makes it. Gully, he's more concerned with drawing the foul, but he knocks that one down and cuts it back down to a 10-point game. It's a 9-0 run for Lockhart. Pass back to Wagner. Gets a defender on his hip, pulls it back out. We're halfway through the quarter. Screen comes from Whitlow. Back out for Mitch. It's tapped, but back to Wagner. Williams defending, gets it back to Mike. Mike going to take it to the basket, lays it up and lays it in. Mike Wagner, much needed basket there for the Anderson Trojans. He's got 9 here tonight. It's another big explosion for Ja Gully. He's got 35. The next closest on his team is 8. It's a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it with him. Got about 4 minutes left here in the ballgame. Anderson with a 12-point lead. We'll be right back.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Backing out of the timeout, 3:43 to go. Lockhart with the basketball, down by 12. It's been an explosive night for Ja Gully. He's got 35 of his team's 49. Francis already fouled out of the game. It was a very quiet night. I don't think he played more than 6 minutes. As here's Gully right around Dale to the basket and in. Anderson, throughout the season, I forget some of the names, but the player from Westwood, the player from Round Rock, and now Gully tonight, as they've had a really hard time slowing down those elite scorers here in Central Texas. So here comes Wagner. And when a team plays more of as a team unit, Anderson does a way better job of slowing people down. But when they're having to just stop one guy, they often can't do it. As Wagner misses, but he gets his own board, goes back up with it, and that's a foul against Lockhart. Mike Wagner starting to take over here in the fourth. He's got 9. He'll head to the line for 2 more. They have a 10-point lead. There's 3 minutes and 3 seconds left.
Since Wagner to the line, he'll shoot 2.
Wagner steps to the line for the first, gets it to go. For Anderson, it's Whitlow, Wagner, Duncan, Dale, and Gill. And as I say that, we've got mass subs in for Anderson. And those 3 guys in the back here that I mentioned are all going to check out. So it's Wagner, Whitlow, Langley, Blackerby, and Page. As those 2 free throws push it to 11 for Wagner, and it's still a 12-point lead, under 3 to go. Now over to Andrews, back outside for Gully. Gully just going to fire away. It's blocked by Wagner. Langley able to clear it. Now it's a one-on-one run out, or a one-on-none run out for Mike Wagner. He gets the deuce. 13 for Mike, 65-51. Here's Page. Dancing on the court. He swats it away, but Gully able to take it back. He's just having fun out there as Gully just trying to get it across the mid-court line, and he's able to. Now Andrews gets it back to who else but Gully into the air, kicks it to the corner for Williams. Now New gonna fade. That's no good. Rebound rattles around for a minute. Now Wagner, and he's just gonna take it slow. 2 minutes left for the Trojans. Well, 2:15. We'll give it that. But they'll take it slow here. Lob in to Langley. Wagner faking out Gully, looking for somewhere to go with it. Zips it to the corner for Whitlow. Now back outside for Bennett Blackerby. 15 points for Blackerby. 13. For Wagner. Bennett going to take it all the way to the basket, gets it to go. That's a big basket for the Trojans, as it furthers the gap between them and the Lions at 67-51 with 2 minutes to go. Now Gully going to fire away. A lot of contact from Page, but legal contact. Gully wanted the hit on the arm, but no call from the official. As Wagner picks up the foul here, Gully going to be whistled. That'll put Wagner to the line for 2 more. 17 points for Bennett, 13 for Wagner, and Mike will head to the line for 2 more. Actually, that's not true, for a 1-1.
1 and 1.
Gully with 37 here tonight. Wagner for a 1-1. 91 seconds left in the ball game. That's a minute 31. As Wagner hits the first after missing the first free throw that he shot of the game on the and one. He is yet to miss one, as they're going to get Williams out and they're going to put Hopkins back in. 2 points for Hopkins on the game. 15 for Mike. 69-51. Page nearly trying to pick up the, nearly getting another steal, excuse me, as Andrews is going to get the foul. Foul's going to go on Page, and Anderson going to get the bench guys in now, so it will be the end of the road, I believe, for all your starters here. As you can tell, this team is guys that enjoy playing together, and that's what makes them so fun to watch to me. Is great chemistry between all these guys. Bennett Blackerby finishes, assuming they do finish. Bennett Blackerby with 17, Mike Wagner with 15.
Mr. Andrews earns the bonus. Shoots 1 more.
Andrews hits his first free throw. 69-52. Horns up 12. Let's go. We're ready to get back to the line. Andrews 3 points in the game. Because number 0 going to get one more shot up. Gets them both.
Say Andrews 2 for 2.
Subs for Lockhart. Looks like that will be the end of the night for Gully as well. Just an absolute masterclass from Ja Gully on the offensive side of the court. He finishes with 37 points. 37 for Gully, as here's Price. As Price loses it through his hands, but he gets it back. 1:10 to go. They get it to Hull. Now outside for Alexander. Looking for Donahoe, but he'll just run through on the screen. Price crosses over, spins. Ooh, lost his footing. Could have been called for a travel. Price with 2 points picked up there in the first quarter. 50 seconds left. Armour with it in the corner. My favorite connection in now. CP3 to DA. Go Suns. Price crosses over. There's 30 seconds left. So they're just trying to run out the clock. We'll see what Lockhart tries to do, as that's Nate Sanchez picking up Price all the way out there. 24 left. But, yeah, I think that'll do it for us here. As here's Hull with it outside. We're going to wind it down. That's how it'll end. 4, 3, 2, 1. You know the rest. And Anderson going to pick up the victory here tonight. It was a stressful one there for a lot of it. Anderson wins, though, 69-53. Ja Gully scoring 37 of his team's 53 points. A great showing for him. But for Anderson, it was Bennett Blackerby coming off the bench after not playing there in the first quarter. He picks up the team high of 17. Mike Wagner right behind him with 15. It was a great showing for Mike Wagner after he after Jack Francis was not able to play for most of that game. Jack probably played less than 6 or 7 minutes in that game, to be honest. So great job by the rest of the guys picking up the scoring. Mike Wagner with some of his higher point totals that we've seen in a while. Bennett Blackerby with 17. We've seen him do that plenty. So with that, it looks like I think we're going to go ahead and send it to a break. Let's see if we can get one of these guys talking to them. We are in stage 5 with the COVID restrictions, so just want to make sure that that is still okay and still going to be under the Austin ISD rules. But we will be right back after this.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close in the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Alrighty, back in on the post-game show. We are joined here tonight with the man who scored the most for the Trojans here, 17 points for Bennett Blackerby. Just want to talk to him a little bit about how he feels about his performance, and you know how it is. So Bennett, 17 points for you tonight. You come in after not playing in the first quarter. What does that mean for you to come in and lead the way when your team is dealing with a lot of foul trouble? How does it affect your mindset when you're coming off the bench? That's a new role for you.
Yeah, obviously I didn't start this game, which is unusual. Not something that I hope won't continue in the future too. But yeah, I noticed the ball was not going in the hoop for us the first quarter. I noticed, key players, Jack, Mike, couldn't seem to get into a flow offensively. But that's okay, it kind of just gave me more drive to go out and perform. Just knowing my team was in a bad spot, and I know we're the better team. We all know we're the better team here, and I'm just gotta be at the show in the rest of the game.
So you, throughout most of this season, you have been the best sharpshooter, the best shooter from outside. When you're in on offense, are you looking for that three-point shot, or are you trying to kind of see how you can let the game come to you if you can drive in, or if you're really looking for those corner threes, because you're automatic from out there?
Yeah, I think it just comes with the game. Feeling the flow of the game. I really worked on my shot a lot this summer. Got a lot better at it. I'm feeling good about it. Props to my teammates for finding me in the right spot, and coaches for drawing up plays the right way. Got a lot of action for me going to the corner. Just happens to be there, but it's really just all the way the game feels, and my teammates being able to find me in the right spots and just let it come to me.
Yeah, you mentioned your development. You were obviously a big part of this team last year. You were a key rotation piece, but now you've stepped into the starting lineup, and you are night and day from where you are last year. As some of these key players on this team now, like Nate, Mike, and Jack, all move on after the season, what do you think is next for you so that you can really be a leader on this team and really one of the go-to guys on a good basketball team?
I'm confident in next year too. I'm looking to have a big year this year, the rest of this year, and next year. I'm hoping to bring more success next year too, as we see what the district changes next year. But I'm not expecting any drop-off whatsoever. I'm only expecting to go up, and just more success. We're going to keep it rolling.
All right, man. Well, great game for you. Thanks for coming and talking to me. Bennett Blackerby here with us tonight. 17 points for him. He was one of the key offensive pieces to really get Anderson going once they were really struggling there in the first half. But really like to thank him once again for joining us here as he continues to develop. He's just a nice player, and really nice job for him. I don't want to get into it too much, but didn't start and didn't play there in the first quarter here tonight. But to bounce back the way he did is just very impressive and shows a lot of guts for a young player. Still just a junior, so as we said, will be a key piece for this Trojan basketball team moving forward. And throughout the beginning of the season, as you know, he was really one of their key scorers. He led the team in scoring, it seemed like, most nights. He's had a little bit of a slow start in district, but he is a good player with a bright future. I'd like to thank him for joining us here tonight. Final score, 69-53. We will be back for another road game. That'll be Friday, where Anderson will travel down to South Austin to play the Travis Rebels. We're going to go ahead and sign off. I'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight. Jack Farrell, always a pleasure. Always love doing these games. I had a blast tonight. It was a great game for Anderson. They win it 69-53. We will be back soon. Hope you all have a great night, a great rest of your week, and we will be back to kick off your weekend